We're gonna have a Kickturn Party tonight. All right.
Oh, all right. Welcome back to Kickturn Party. We're back and we're living large. We're in a huge new studio. We bought in fresh talent all the way from California. Our good buddy Rad-Ham. He's here, and we're gonna talk a little bit about Knoxville skateboard history and what's been going on since then.
Now, Adam's a local boy that went away and became a Californian, but now he's back visiting for the holidays. He was a backyard local and quite the ripper back in the day.
And you will be able to tell he's from California by his Californian accent.
Go Rams.
Go Rams. Several times us hillbillies from Tennessee went out to the Mecca land of California.
We've got some
high.
old footage of various California trips, and we've got some deep 80s, I understand, tonight.
We've got some deep 80s stuff that's going to be going on. We're going to be showing this over the next few episodes. So let's start off with a little video. So this is the world famous Mount Baldy pipeline.
Yeah.
I know that.
This is
some guy walking up there.
This is me and Rad-Ham. We're walking up the line to go to Mount
So
Baldy.
give us a little history on what Baldy is for the viewers that we have that are younger and have no idea what this is. And look back through the Thrasher and Transworld archives, you'll see this picture.
We're going to look at some old skateboard magazines later, and there's actually some references to Baldy in here. Baldy is a pipe that dumps out of Baldy Mountain Lake. There's a lake up at the top of the mountain, and if it overflows, it goes down this chute and spits out here. But people have been skating it since what? The early 70s?
Yeah. Yeah, 74, 75.
Yeah.
There are pictures of this without any graffiti at all. Early days.
Wow. So
Man, what do you got there?
There's always a rumor that the little plank that you have to walk across, otherwise you'd have to jump across a 15-foot thing.
Sure.
Which is how deep?
Says,
it's like a 20.
Did you guys run into a Diamondback on your way there?
Yes, we did. Ran into a huge rattlesnake. Adam was crawling down the rocks to go in there and almost got bitten by the rattlesnake. And then as we were leaving, it was still out there. And the thing was huge. It was like at least 6 feet long, something like that. Yeah, big, huge rattler. So that was a little bit of Mount Baldy. Very, very famous, iconic skateboard place.
Hard to skate.
Hard to skate.
But the rumors were always that the board wouldn't be there, so you didn't want to walk over there. That's always done.
You would go through the whole effort, and you would get there, and there would be no board to walk across.
Yes, exactly. So
that
was to root out the homers, you know that.
Right. The kooks.
Yeah, the plank is not there. You can't get there. So
well, I remember.
Don't bother.
Yeah, I remember when we went there. It was just right after 9/11, so security was pretty tight. I remember us ducking down behind some bushes.
Get down. 911's a joke in your town.
It wasn't a joke. It wasn't a joke in Mount Baldy because we were ducking and running and ducking and covering. Our producer's he's in a happy mood tonight. So
where's the producer cam?
There's no producer cam.
Oh man, what are we gonna do about that? There he is. There's Bunny. Yeah, there's Bunny. So we're like I said, we're back in the big studio, and not only are we back in the big studio, we're coming in
3D.
high def. Not to mention 3D Monster Planet.
Bunny.
Yes. You're part of this.
Rad-Ham.
You're part of the slew of others.
It's now Rad-Ham.
It's Rad-Ham now. So he's part of the slew of others. Anyways, what else we got tonight?
We're going to go back to the THC Ramp?
Yeah. So what we were going to talk about, and I was talking to Rad-Ham about this earlier. We had a ramp in our backyard in Fort Sanders here in Knoxville. It became a little bit famous. We had a lot of people come through. Who all came through? We had Steve Cavallero come through. Mike Smith rode it.
Team Madrid all rode
Team
it.
rode. Who else? Matt Campora, Rob Taylor. We had a lot of people. Blaze Bluin. We had a lot of people come through and ride our ramp in our backyard. Him.
We had a tree house and a half.
So this ramp started off. Mike DeLong was living at that house with his dad.
That was when I met you guys.
Yeah, and him and Shredwin decided they were going to build a ramp in the backyard, right? And this was what, 83, 4?
It wasn't completed until 85.
Yeah, exactly. So I remember seeing pictures of like they had laid out the flat bottom and put it on cinder blocks, and the framing of the flat bottom sat there for like 2 years. It had weeds
No
growing
wonder,
through it.
no wonder it rotted so bad at the end, man.
It had weeds
that
growing
was
through
always
it.
the worst part of the ramp.
So
was the flat bottom.
eventually,
6 layers of plywood
eventually,
and rain are
yeah.
not a good combination.
yeah, eventually we came through, and Adam moved into the house. I moved in not too long after that.
Yeah.
I moved in down the street.
He moved in down the street. Later on, we got it going on, and we actually built a half pipe in the backyard.
Yes.
And
Which I was not involved in.
No, I showed up at right when it was completed.
Yeah, and I showed up maybe 6 or 8 months later or a year later. So
right,
I moved to town.
and
Gosh,
and then it had 2 layers on it
485.
at that time.
probably something like that.
It wound up with 6 layers. It was about
And I
that thick.
did not move into the ramp house right away.
No, you didn't live in the ramp house.
1101 Highland.
Mike had Edwin. He kicked Edwin out, and then I think that's when you moved in.
Right, and then Mike moved out.
And you lived in the
After
back-
living with me
and
for about a month. he
You
said,
lived in the back room.
And then I-
You said-
and then
open
I
up the window
moved
and go, where's your dollar? You want to skate? Where's your dollar?
Yeah. He would hassle all the kids that came through and skate.
Right. 'cause
Well,
I-
nothing's better than 8 o'clock in the morning, sleeping a hangover off, and whoosh, whoosh,
Yeah.
whoosh, whoosh.
Parents would come by and just drop off their kids. We had a public skate park in our backyard for several years. They would just drop off kids and just throw them in there. Now we've got a little history behind the ramp there. Let's take a look
Oh, zoomed in on
at
cabinet.
actually
So some old 80s footage of the
some
backyard.
old 80 footage of the backyard.
And just so you guys know, in TV land.
And this is Mike Long. This is the guy that lived there. He was the ripper extraordinaire. Look at that.
Everything was make it or slam, though.
Unfortunately, he wasn't extremely
Yeah.
consistent,
Backside boneless.
but he was the ripper.
That was a great run. He has a couple
Yeah.
of few. There's Rob Taylor.
Well, I cut out all the beefs.
Video.
Look how little that
eradicates
ramp looks.
inconsistency.
Yeah.
Look at that. That was a
big air.
5 foot air at
Yeah.
least. This is Rob Taylor. He's from Johnson City. He was a Johnson City local.
There's Beauchesne.
Brian Beauchesne. He owns a local
Bat
skate
Mike.
shop here in
Now,
town.
I've told my Rob Taylor story before. He came to my ramp in Elizabethton, Tennessee, and he did an invert, and this like 20-inch splinter went into the palm of his hand,
Oh, that's right.
and he was done.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Did you see
in
that?
the air,
Yeah.
It was
Insane
almost a
ending.
crash.
Yeah, into
Frontside
an
ending.
eggplant.
Here's Doug Walker.
no,
Slow motion.
Yeah,
Vertigo.
I had a little trouble. I'm not sure what's going on with the jitteriness
Yeah.
there when I was doing some editing.
I was
Judo
kinda-
pogo.
I was
Judo
kinda hoping the
pogo.
special
Judo
guest might
pogo.
have a picture of a video of me doing.
Brian
some
doing
sort of-
a
there's the special-
ollie.
Oh, no, I thought-
Yeah.
Look, he's riding a
A
gator,
gator,
too.
yeah.
There's,
There's me
our host, J-Cab.
wearing a beret and dressed in a clown
Yeah.
outfit.
Doing the donkey
Yep.
kick.
And coming up with a J-back.
Yeah.
I love it.
Doug Walker, big layback.
Yeah.
Doug Walker had the best layback airs. Period.
He wouldn't wear much more.
Jay was a slave to fashion, no question.
I was an art student.
Yeah.
Doug, big slob air.
Rob Taylor.
Doing a Madonna.
This
I
is
thought you said
probably
there was
going
gonna
to.
be video of me in this.
That's later on. That's later on.
Okay.
All right.
This is the backyard.
We've got
Back-
two.
And
his
Brian
brightly colored
doing.
80s wear.
Now, it's hard to see, but Brian's actually got a hole in his board right there.
Oh, that's that Schmidt stick fiberglass.
No, that was a Schmidt stick that we, on the night of the unfair, we heated up a pipe in the campfire and drilled it through his bowl, drilled it through his board
His
with,
bowl.
with a heated pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Doug.
Slob
Yeah.
there.
Mike
Mikey.
DeLong, once again, radical style, sketchy.
Wait till he
Look
does
at
an
that.
egg. Wait, watch his
Yeah.
eggplant.
Yeah, just
Watch his
Mike
eggplant.
was so ripping.
Oh, Andre.
I
Big
mean, just flapping it
flapped
over.
over and
Just
dragged
craziness. Craziness.
Rob.
Yeah.
He's
Rob-
almost too
Rob
tall for
was
that ramp.
Clearly one of the better skaters ever from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he
I
was.
mean,
And he
seriously.
moved to Tennessee from California. He was a Whittier local, is that right?
He was a local from Whittier.
Nice.
Really?
Backside boneless. Yeah.
Huh, I never
He-
heard that
he
story.
skated that,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he grew up in.
Damn, look at that.
Doug
Oh,
Walker,
huge
one of the
layback.
best layback airs in the business ever.
That's actually
He
true.
had the Jeff,
No one
the Jeff
knew.
Phillips layback for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah.
That's
He would
legit.
flop them over and just about fall over backwards
That's
doing those layback
absolutely
airs.
legit.
Yeah.
There's
He just did a
Caballero.
No
Yeah.
top pro that necessarily was better than Doug at those layback airs.
That's I would say that's absolutely correct.
Do the eggplant, Mike. Oh,
Nope,
ice
reverse
plant.
ice
Yeah.
plant.
Yeah.
Reverse ice plant. So that was a little bit of what was going on in our backyard, and those were only the local guys. We've got some more footage
That
coming
ramp
up.
saw Team Madrid, Steve Caballero,
When he came through for the faction.
for the faction playing on the strip at Vic and Bill's.
He played on the strip at Vic and Bill's.
Faction, yep.
Yep.
McGill came, or Madrid came through with Mike Smith, Klaus Grobke, Florian Bone,
There for that one.
Bill Danforth.
Johnny Coco, Cranky Tank, Pomby.
I love Johnny Coco.
No, those guys didn't make it. Those guys were out on that tour, unfortunately. So
They were street guys.
Our backyard.
they were
saw-
street guys, and they couldn't ride vert. So anyways, that was a little bit about what was going on in Knoxville about what 1987
Seven.
or so, and
87,
after
88.
that, yeah, and so that was what was going on in our backyard.
No, the treehouse wasn't there yet, so that was 86, 87. The treehouse wasn't there until 87.
And we're going to have some more video coming up eventually of the treehouse that was built above the ramp that we, the guy that lived in the treehouse actually used to shoot at people that were riding the ramp. That's another whole episode. Thanks a lot for coming by
Thanks
Kickturn
for
Party.
stopping by.
See you next time.
We'll see you next
Subscribe.
time on
Go up
Kick-
to our YouTube channel.
Send us some
subscribe,
email.
Send us some email. And that's it. Kickturn Party out.
Everybody's gonna hang out here tonight. Alright. We'll pass out in the flat. Alright. Tonight. We got nothing better to do than to take 6 runs, drink a dozen brews.